All right. So I just wanted to hop on here real quick. I know it's kind of been a whirlwind over the past kind of month or so with getting a new coach and uniform fittings and tryouts, and just I feel like I'm sure everyone's head is kind of spinning, especially for our freshmen who are coming in for the first time and really have not been exposed to any type of high school sport. So there's a lot going on. So we wanted, the three coaches and I, we wanted to hop on here and just kind of walk through some things that we have planned for the year, and really just so y'all can ask questions and so you can kind of get a feel of who we are, both as coaches, as people, how we want the year to look. And especially for our veteran parents that are on here, really ask as many questions as possible. We really want to make sure that we focus on the girls having an incredible year, not only in the cheerleading world, but also just like their whole experience, being a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. So we want to make sure that we marry cheerleading very well with all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick screen share, and then I'm going to let Maddie and Jackie kind of introduce themselves and kind of tell you a little bit about themselves too. So you can, again, just kind of get an idea of who we are as people and as coaches. So let me do a quick screen share. Okay, so this kind of presentation put together real fast. It's just going to kind of be over very high level of what the year is going to look like. There's two different things that I'm going to be walking you through. The first one is just like a regular presentation of kind of what our plan is in the immediate future. And then the second one is going to be what our plan is long-term for the year. And it is a very rough draft because I don't have, obviously, basketball schedule yet. I do have the football schedule on here. I also have the competition dates for people that are interested in that. I have homecoming dates from Coach Netzel. So I have a lot of information kind of already on here. I do not have pep rallies or anything like that on here. So just kind of keep in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pass it over, and we're going to start with Jackie. So Jackie, if you just want to introduce yourself, tell everyone a little bit about yourself, your cheer background, who you are, all the things.
Okay, cool. Hi, can y'all see me?
What?
Now I can, yeah.
What?
Okay, so I'm Jackie. I'm 23, and my cheer background is I cheered for St. Thomas all throughout high school. So at the time it was sophomore year through senior year. And I've been around St. Thomas my whole life. I've also been around cheer pretty much my whole life. My mom did college cheer, so she was very excited when I did cheer. I also did cheer in middle school and loved it, and then took the year off because St. Thomas didn't offer freshmen doing it, and then I did it in high school. So that's kind of my cheer background. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Perfect. Maddie, you want to talk a little bit about yourself and all the things?
Hi, everyone. I'm Maddie. I am 26. I'm born and raised in Houston. I went to St. Vincent de Paul for elementary and middle school, and I cheered there in middle school. And then I went to St. Agnes for high school. I played volleyball my freshman and sophomore years at St. Agnes, and then decided to switch over to cheer. So I cheered and was on varsity my junior and senior year at St. Thomas. And I was cheer captain at St. Thomas my senior year as well. I went on to go to LSU, go Tigers, for undergrad. And now I'm a speech pathologist back here in Houston, and just so excited to be back in the St. Thomas community.
And so I am Coach Ann. The girls will call me Coach Ann. I don't go by Coach Thompson because that's my mother-in-law. So I'm Coach Ann. And as far as my real life, I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. Kaylee is 14. She's going to St. Agnes next year. She's on the JV team. Kyler is 12, and he's a 6th grader at St. Lawrence. And then Addison is 9, and she is a 3rd grader at St. Lawrence. Kind of been married for now 16 years. We live in Missouri City in the Siena area. 2 dogs, 5 chickens. I'm a crazy chicken lady about me. So send me all the chicken memes. I love it. So if you follow me on Instagram, it's filled with chicken things. So Love it. As far as my professional career, my primary background is I'm a nurse practitioner in the emergency room. I've been in the ER for about 16 years. I love the ER. It's kind of, I still do it on the side. It's kind of I call it my Jesus job. And then now my kind of real primary job is I started a concierge med spa in 2016 and I run that now. So that's kind of like my primary job now is doing that. I still work in the ER, very PRN, but my full-time gig is kind of the med spa. So as far as my cheer background, I was a level 8 gymnast growing up. And then I transitioned over to cheerleading when I was about 12 or so, and then did the all-star stuff in Dallas. I was on Cheer Athletics, was on Pro Spirit in Dallas. When I was on Cheer Athletics, I was on Wildcats, and that's the co-ed team there. And then I went on to cheer in high school. We moved to Austin my my freshman year of high school, went to Lake Travis and was a cheerleader at Lake Travis. And then all throughout high school, I did continue to do all-star cheer in Austin. And then my senior year, I actually drove to Dallas every Sunday for cheer athletics practice again. So I went back to cheer athletics. So was one of those crazy cheer people. Then I was a NCAA staffer for 8 years, and 4 of those I was a head instructor. Then I went on to cheer at Texas Tech. And then for the last 9 years, I've been the head coach at St. Lawrence. So lots of cheer between the 3 of us. We have a lot of years of cheer knowledge. I love that Jackie and Maddie have the experience with St. Thomas. I do not have. There are traditions and things that I do not know. So I am eager to learn. We want to try to keep all the core traditions that St. Thomas has. We want to keep all of those. So, if you have ideas or things that we are missing, please let us know. I don't know what I don't know. So I'm really going to be leaning on my, obviously Maddie and Jackie, and then also my varsity parents who have been here for several years. Please let us know if there's something that we're missing or that you would like to see done. Again, we are all ears. We really want to try to make this okay, moving on. Okay, so this is a quick calendar reference that I put together. This is just kind of 30,000 foot level of what you should expect the year to look like with cheerleading. So roughly 10 football games. This does not include playoffs or anything like that. So you do need to know that. So there'd be additional ones for playoffs and championship games, roughly 10 basketball games as well, roughly 3 pep rallies. Obviously there's roundup. It's roughly going to be probably around 50 practices for the entire year. And I know when you see that number, you're like, oh my gosh, but when you do it 2 times a year, 2 times a week over the entire year, that's kind of where I'm coming up with that number. We have a little cheer clinic that we do as a fundraiser. Something new we're going to add this year is we are going to be cheering at a rugby game. This is something that the rugby team has been asking, and Jackie actually brought this to my attention the other day. So they want us to cheer at the straight game, and they've been asking and asking. So we're going to be doing that because we want to make sure that we're showing commitment to not just football and basketball, but to multiple sports. I also want us to attend 2 baseball games. We're obviously not going to be cheering at those per se, but we can definitely all go sit in the stand, wear our St. Thomas, cheer shirts and support the team that way. And then an additional thing we're going to be doing this year is a middle school cheerleading competition that we're going to put out. Talk to Coach Netzel about that. This will be a great opportunity to bring awareness to the cheer program among all the other parochial schools and private schools in the Houston area. So this is a great marketing tool that we can use to not only grow the cheerleading program at St. Thomas, but also just the St. Thomas community in general. Okay, punishments. I just want to get this over with as quickly as possible. So this is something I know I've talked to, when I was an HI, and we would talk about to all the varsity coaches, and they would, they do demerits, they do, make girls run, kind of do all sorts of different things. And this is kind of what I have kind of come up with as far as the best way to go about punishments. I don't personally like demerit. I think it means nothing to the kids. They're like, I have no idea what this demerit is. But I think when they actually have to do some type of physical activity, it hurts a little bit more. I will say that I do plan on doing these with the girls. So what that means is if your girl is late to practice and she does not call me, her and I are doing 50 push-ups together at the end of practice. So please call, because I'd much rather do 25 push-ups than 50 push-ups, because your kids are, to punish them is one thing, but if they know that, hey, my coach is going to have to do this with me, they'll be like, okay, I should probably call. At least I can give her a heads up. So I think it puts a little bit more pressure on the kids knowing that someone else will be affected by their, either non-communication or communication or being tardy. So if they're late to practice and they do not call or text Maddie or I or Jackie, it'll be 50. They can choose to do their 50 push-ups or 100 lunges. So physical punishments, just like football, basketball, baseball, all the other high school sports. This is what it looks like. And this is also something that I talked to Coach Netzel about, and he was like, yes, all other sports do it like this. So this is what we're going to do. If you're late to a practice and you call like, hey, I'm in traffic or whatever, it is some type of communication, because what we're trying to teach the kids is you have to communicate. Treat it just like your job. If you are running late to your job, you need to let your boss know. So even though you are late and you called, there's still going to be a punishment, but it is definitely less. Okay. So please communicate with your kids. That communication is important to us. So if they late and they give us a call or let us know, it decreases it to 50%. So 25 push-ups or 50 lunges, they can choose which one we do. If they miss a practice and do not call, then it will be 1 strike. And then we will actually have to have a meeting with Coach Netzel and the parents to discuss the punishment of what that would look like. Again, communication goes a very long way. Obviously, I know kids get sick. Just communicate with us. That's all we're asking. If you do miss 3 practices, for whatever reason, we'll call it 3 strikes. We'll have to have a meeting again with Coach Netzel and the parents, and we will discuss kind of what should be done going forward. But we want to involve the parents in this discussion, because it is going to be, our goal as coaches is to help our kids grow throughout the entire year. It's not just, you didn't call, you didn't do this, you didn't show up, you're off the team. Like, that's unrealistic. All of their children and their kids, and our goal and our job is to teach them how to become adults. And this is the best way that we can do this. It's all of us come together and discuss what needs to be done. If there is any type of inappropriate behavior or social media post or anything like that, we will have an immediate meeting with Coach Netzel and the parents, and we will discuss what that punishment is. And it will include some type of community service. And the reason why I say that is because all of our kids are going to do something at some point in our life that is going to mortify us, right? They're children. If they haven't already, they will one day. And our job as parents and as coaches is to help coach our children through that. And so if your daughter is smoking in her cheerleading uniform and posted on social media, what's going to have to be done, we're going to have that meeting. She's obviously going to take down the post, and then she's going to do some type of community service that she can replace that post on social media. Because social media, and this is something that I really want to drive home with the kids, is social media is not an extension of your personality. It is an extension of your resume, and it is an extension of your personal brand. And it is really important that the kids know that, because jobs and colleges are looking at this. So yes, you might have done this stupid thing when you were 16, 17 years old, but when a college recruiter is looking at your social media page, they won't see it, but they will see you volunteering at the soup kitchen. And so again, our job is to coach our kids and how to make them better adults for not only them, but also just society in general. So any questions on punishments? Nope. Excellent. All right, so let's talk about the current St. Thomas traditions. So these are the ones, the kind of the core ones that I have talked to Coach Netzel about. I've talked to Jackie. I've talked to other cheer parents. These are kind of the core ones that we will be keeping. If there's anything that this is where the varsity parents are really going to kind of be a great resource for us. If there's anything that you're like, we always do this every single year. Again, I don't know what I don't know. Please let us know, and we will make sure that we try to do everything possible to keep it on the list and to, put it on the schedule. So we obviously are going to continue doing Big Sis, Little Sis. They do a Christmas party every single year. We obviously do the cheer clinic. We have senior night. It is typically the last home game, and I already have that on the schedule. We have roundup. They do a clap out at the end of every practice, and this is something that Jackie had told me that they do. They do themed games, and that matches the Eagle Guard. So we'll continue to do that. And then they also have a sign painting party for St. Thomas where they can like hang signs and stuff throughout the school. And we'll kind of talk about that later when I talk about the website, but that's already planned out. We will essentially paint all of the signs for the entire year. So you will paint baseball signs, they will paint rugby signs, they will do all of the signs at once, and then I will keep them. And then when it comes to that time and that season, we will make sure we get it to the school so that it can be hung, inside the school. Okay, these are some of the new traditions that I would like to implement at St. Thomas. So I do want us to go to 2 baseball games. I want us to go to the rugby game. Something that I really want us to do is we will start every single team practice and every single team activity with a team prayer that will be run by the captains. This is something that is really important to me and I think it brings the team together. Just like when you pray with your spouse, it just brings everyone together when you start with prayer. We're a Catholic school. We want to make sure that we honor that. So that is actually how I will determine if someone is late, is if they miss that sign of the cross when we first start team prayer at the beginning of every single practice. So that is kind of my threshold. If you miss that, you are considered late. So team prayer is how we will start every single practice. Another thing that that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a camp send-off. So this is something that it will be mandatory for parents to come to. It will be the day before we actually go to camp, and it will be at St. Thomas on the football field. And the girls will show you everything that we worked on, not only in May, but also in July. So you can see their progress of the 6 practices or 7 practices that we had so far. We'll have pizza at it. Kids are welcome. It's really going to be a send-off so we can start the year off right with like all of the families involved. I also have something special planned at that time as well. So please make sure that you are available there for your kids. So at least one parent. And if you want to bring siblings, please bring siblings. Like I said, we'll have pizza and we'll have music and we'll watch the girls, perform and do all the things that we've learned so far. So it'll be a really kind of fun way to get the families involved and to, give the girls a great start to the cheer season. We're also going to be doing a middle school competition. I've already kind of talked to y'all about that a little bit. We are going to be competing this year as well. I know that a lot of y'all had heard, I will choose the competition team along with Coach Maddie and Coach Jackie at the end of camp, because that will solely be based off of skill. So this is not you're trying out for, I'm basing it solely off of skill. The goal is to win the competition. And tumbling will most likely carry a giant factor in that. So just kind of be aware. I also will need certain flyers. I will need certain bases. So we will be setting that team at the end of camp. And all the kids will be notified of that. Another thing that I would like to implement is life advice. So this is actually something when I was a head instructor, one of my coaches had said that she does. And I really love the idea. So, there are how many people on this call? 30, almost 40 people on this call. And every single one of us here is successful, right? I mean, all of our children are going to private school. We all do very well in life. We have so much knowledge among ourselves and our husbands. And so what I want to do is I want to tap into that life advice, and I want the girls to hear that from all of us. So when I go to the website here that I created in a little bit, there's a spreadsheet. And at the end of every single practice, I will read the life advice from all of us. So I will kind of pick 1 or 2. And if it's like, Melissa Vallejo, she said that, she recommends that you pray every day with your spouse or whatever it is, whatever that life advice is, or learn another language. But it's another way for the girls to just kind of bring that whole family feel back. And so that all of us want our kids to succeed. And I think this is the best way to do that, is to tap into the knowledge of our community. And so we can all kind of help our girls grow collectively. So every single person will have access to that. And I will say who the advice is from unless you want to remain anonymous. So I can say, Jackie's dad is telling everyone to make sure you put your seatbelt on, double check your seatbelt or something like that. And it's just those little kind of tidbits of information, things that you wish you could tell your 16-year-old self. So that is what that is going to look like. And again, we will do that at the end of every single practice, and we'll end with life advice. And then another new thing I want to implement is the senior and coaches dinner at the end of the year. So I know currently they do an awards banquet at the very end of the year. I think in the last couple of years, they've done it separately than the other sports. I've talked to Coach Netzel, and he actually wants us to bring that back with everybody else. So we're going to be rejoining all of the other sports at St. Thomas at their end of the year awards, banquet. Because again, we want to bring this back to the St. Thomas community. And so that is something that we had talked about and that they want to happen. So in lieu of doing the individual awards for cheer, I want to make it very special for the seniors. And so something that they have to look forward to. So it'll be a very end of the year party with, the parents, the senior parents and the seniors. So we can have a send off for them and thank them for everything they've done in their leadership. So that's another thing I want to implement at the end of the year. Okay, let's talk about team moms. So team moms are crucial to everything that happens in high school cheerleading. There is only so much that I can do, that Coach Maddie can do, and Coach Jackie. We need moms' help. And the way that we have everything set up, there is no way you can have one person do this. It's not feasible with all the different things. So the way that we're going to be doing Teams Moms is going to be a little bit different than I think you've done in the past. So we will have two team moms that are responsible for communication. And I know that there were some moms, I think Sophia, last name is Hernandez. I think she was the communication one last year. And there was another one, I'm so sorry, she's slipping my mind of who it was. I spoke to the old team mom last year and she was lovely and gave me a lot of great information. And she said that those two women were incredible communicators. So if you were one of those moms that were communicating last year, I would love for you to step back into this role and to communicate out, because that, I think, you know how everything works, and there's communication that has to be done, and organization seems to be your forte. It is not mine. And so if that was you, please let me know. And I would love for you to step up, or if you want to pass the torch on to somebody else. This job or this role is you will be sending out emails and text messages for like the day-to-day stuff that happens. If there's anything that needs to go out quickly, I've already kind of created the group me's. I have one for JV and one for varsity. So I will have a JV communication mom, and I will have a varsity communication mom. So that way everyone is kind of responsible for their own teams, and we can kind of keep that separate. I also need a social media mom. So if you love to post on social media and you are on Instagram or TikTok all the time and you love doing reels and all those things, I need your help, because the goal is to grow the cheer program. And the only way that we can do that is through marketing, and social media is the best way to market. I have created a group photo album where every single person, including the girls, will have access to this, and they can photo dump for you. All you will have to do is grab those photos, slap a cute little, graphic on there, put it to a song, or, do your thing of whatever your forte is, and then post it to social media, and I'll give you access to the Instagram account so we can grow the program. I would like for this person to post, 2 to 3 times a week during the cheer program. And this can be, 1 to 2 moms. So it's not saying like you have to do this all by yourself. This can be 1 to 2 people, or if you are interested in this, please reach out. The more the merrier. We really want to grow this program. And so this is where I think all the moms who love to be on social media, this is you. We also need a meal mom. So someone who is going to be responsible for getting snacks and foods. You'll probably be the kid's favorite person because you are going to be providing food. With the away games for varsity, we typically provide meals. I think they'll do like Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's or things like that. So you'll be actually picking it up. You'll pay for it. You'll be reimbursed. And then you will bring all the food to either the bus right before we get on, or if it's a home game and we're going to be doing popcorn or snacks, something like that. That is a great way to be involved with very little effort. So if you're like, I want to do something, but not too aggressive, this is all you. I'll need 1 to 2 moms to kind of fill this role as well. We will also have 3 clinic committees. Okay. The first one is going to be the regular clinic. And this is the biggest fundraiser of the year. I think they said they normally raise about 15,000 or so. That's what they've done in the past. And so if you have been involved in this, please let me know. We will need at least 3 to 4 moms to help plan this. And then whenever we actually have the clinic, we'll probably have to have 8 to 10 moms be at clinic. In my experience, we do it at St. Lawrence, and we usually have around anywhere between 75 to 100 kids, depending on the year. And we've done it with, 12 to 15 girls and usually like 5 or 6 moms. And I think that it's roughly 150 to 200 is what I've heard in the past. So we can keep those numbers pretty low as far as parent involvement, because we have so many girls involved on the team. There's almost 40 kids on the teams. So that will help, with babysitting, because especially with those kindergartners and first graders, they have to go to the bathroom and they cry a lot. So that's what my 9 years of doing clinic has taught me. Then the second committee is going to be, we're going to have that middle school competition. I'll need 5 or 6 moms to help me with that. And we will have set meetings, and that is already kind of on the calendar as well. If your child has ever been involved in any type of all-star, or you're a dance mom or anything like that, I need your help, because you know how competitions run. I will need your help with this. And then the last one is going to be a team bonding committee, and that will be 4 people, 2 for JV and 2 for varsity. And your sole role is to plan 3 events, 1 in summer, 1 in spring, and 1 in fall for the girls. That's just fun. I mean, paintballing, any, like, go to a movie, whatever. This is no cheer. This is just all of us get together and just kind of have a good time, and, really kind of enjoy each other and get to know each other better. So these are all of the different kind of roles that I'm going to need help with. Please email me. Everyone has my email. You can use the St. Thomas email if you are interested in doing any of these. I need help from all of y'all. So I'm so appreciative of the St. Thomas community so far. This is really where it's going to make the year for the kids. So if you want to get involved, this is your chance. We have lots of different roles that people can fill. Any questions on the team mom roles or any of the committees? Nope. See, I'm such a great communicator. Yeah, there's no questions. It's awesome. I'm going to not go over this slide because I've already kind of talked about it. So those are the 3 committees. Oop, wrong way. Okay. Let's talk about the cheer fee. So this is something that is not new to St. Thomas. This is a fee that has Paula actually said is what they have typically done. She said it at $250. Is what she told me that she had said it was going to be. And so I kept it at that. This is used to cover all the various expenses throughout the year. If you're, for pizza, for the snacks at the games, for all the little, paraphernalia that they wear at the game theme nights, for the gifts that we have to do. There's a football gift, there's a basketball gift, all the different things that, the paint, all the signs, everything that we do, this fee will cover all that. There is an Excel spreadsheet that I made. Every single person will have access to this, okay? You're not gonna be able to edit it, but you can see exactly where every single penny comes from. Everything will be input into that, and so you know exactly where all of your money is going. If there's any money left over, I will earmark it. I'm gonna talk to Coach Netzel about earmarking it for camp next year. So that is our goal. Any money left over it will go towards paying for camp the following year. So none of the money will be will be spent any other way. It will stay in the cheer program. So I want you to know exactly where that's going to go. It will be, I said that Paula had said it was typically Venmo'd. So it will be Venmo'd. I'll create like a St. Thomas Venmo account, or we can use a personal account, whatever is more convenient. And then that way, and all of that money will be deducted from there. So if you are the team mom providing meals or, getting meals, whatever you have the receipt in, I will Venmo you back that exact amount, and then I will input that into the spreadsheet. So again, it's dollar for dollar, you know where everything is. Okay, let's talk about captains. So we will have 2 JV captains and 2 varsity captains. This will be chosen by the coaches. The candidates have to interview with the coaches. It'll be just like this. It'll be a Zoom call. So very similar to when you apply for a job and you have a Zoom interview. That's exactly what this is going to look like. It will happen after the 3 days of pre-camp, and the captains will be announced at the camp send-off. So the 3 days of pre-camp are going to be the week prior to camp. So I believe it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't quote me on those days, in July. And then so we will have all of those interviews kind of throughout that process. We'll be watching the girls of how they interact with their teammates throughout that time. And then the 3 coaches and I will come together after the interview process, and we will choose who the captains will be. It will not be based on skill. This is solely how they interact with the kids and what their plan is for the team and how they plan on kind of handling different scenarios that we kind of throw at them during that interview process. The biggest responsibilities are they're going to be organizing and planning out the cheers and chants and all of the events with the coaches. If we have a football game, we're going to, kind of plan out the football game. Okay, you're going to be calling these cheers, these chants. What are we going to be doing at, the first timeout? What are we going to be doing at halftime? So all of those things will be planned out. It's very much so, I will treat it just like a job. And, we are your bosses, you're the manager, and you need to go and manage everyone else. So it is a great resume builder for our athletes. And so this is something that if your daughter is interested in being a captain, please apply for it. Again, all of that information will kind of come out at pre-camp, and we'll be sending out the Zoom link to schedule, or a Calendly link, most likely, so they can schedule the Zoom calls. Okay, let's talk about pre-camp practices. So pre-camp is going to be in July. So in May, we have practices already scheduled in May, so that's around the quarter. But in July, we have our pre-camp. At pre-camp, your girls must know all of the St. Thomas cheers, chants, and traditional dances that we will do throughout the year. This is not something that, we will work on it a little bit in May, but it would be your girls' responsibility to know these. So we will kind of test them at pre-camp. Okay, so they will have to know all that. There is a Google Doc that has all of the videos so that they can learn this kind of on their own throughout the summer. I would really recommend, especially for our newbies, to get with an old cheerleader, or not an old cheerleader, a cheerleader that's been on the team in the past, or freshmen all get together and kind of make it a thing and learn it all together. It's a great bonding event as well. All right, so camp close. So we already had uniform fitting, and I sent out already on the GroupMe. The portal is open now. It will close tomorrow at 5 p.m. If you have not paid by tomorrow by 4:59, expect a phone call from me. So that has to be closed tomorrow by 5. So I would suggest everyone go on to that link and go ahead and fill that out and pay for your child. I'll be getting with the varsity rep tomorrow, probably around 2 or 3 o'clock, to see who my stragglers are. And then I will start making some phone calls to make sure we get that done in that deadline. It is crucial that we get that done ASAP, because the uniforms take 6 to 8 weeks to make. Okay, so we do not want to push this back. So please get that done. Quick note, I did put on there a screen recording of how that looks like on your cell phone. Pro tip from someone who messed it up at least twice: do not copy and paste the order number and the customer number. You have to actually type it out. And also make sure you put the customer number in the customer number slot and not the order number in the customer number slot. You think that would be common sense, but I made that mistake as well. So don't be me, and make sure you do that. It is rather easy to do. Just make sure you follow those quick tips. So this is what we're going to be wearing for pre-camp. Your girls are going to be getting all of this, all of their clothes at pre-camp. And so they will know exactly what they need to wear. So there's no need to take a picture of this or anything like that. But you will notice on here that there are 2 skirts. Okay. I did not get these skirts from varsity. These are actually gold hinge skirts. And the reason why I did not get them from varsity is because, one, they're uber expensive from varsity and they're not super cute. The gold hinge skirts, the girls wear anyways, and so they can wear them, out and about. So please make sure you purchase 1 black gold hinge skirt and 1 red gold hinge skirt. They are typically, like, they have a sale normally where it's buy one, get one, get one free, or buy one, get one half off or something. And it is just like the normal kind of standard gold hinge skirt that I'm sure all of your kids have. I'm sure the majority of them have black, but also get a red one as well, because we will be wearing that to camp and also at various events throughout the year. So,
and I can send the link in the GroupMes just so everybody's getting the same ones. I actually already have the red one and I love it.
Perfect. Thank you, Jackie. Okay, so this is what we're going to be wearing on day one. Day one at camp, they wear this throughout the entire day. So camp, usually you get there, at least for NCA camp, and I'm assuming UCA is going to be the same, around noon or so, and then camp will start around, 2 or 3. So they just wear this one outfit throughout the whole day. And then on day 2, we will actually have a t-shirt and the skirt that we'll wear in the morning. And then that evening, you usually have some type of performance. And so we'll go into the varsity and the JV uniforms. The varsity is the white on top and the JV is the black on top. And then on day 3, that's typically the All-American tryout day. We'll wear the t-shirt and the hot pants that they ordered from varsity on day 3. And then we'll wear the performance uniform that night all together. So the whole team will kind of wear that. And then on day 4, it is normally just performances and competition time. So we will be wearing the uniform throughout that entire morning. You're usually finished with camp around noon or so. Noon or 1, depending on how large the camp is. And then obviously we'll have the bows as well. I have already bought all the bows for everyone. I was able to get them like in bulk. It was like $15 for 60 of them versus $11 or $12 a piece through varsity. So saved a lot of money. So that has already been purchased for you. So we bought white, red, and pink as well. Any questions on camp wear? The t-shirts that we have will also be what the girls will wear to practice. They don't have to wear a set t-shirt because I think that just kind of adds stress to, what they're wearing. It just needs to be some type of St. Thomas cheer shirt. That way it is obvious that they are a St. Thomas cheerleader and we are there for practice. So they don't have to wear the exact same thing. Again, that just adds stress. It just has to be one of the Spirit t-shirts that we have all bought together. Okay, let's talk about practices. So practices are currently set for all team practice on Mondays and Wednesdays. This is kind of, I believe, the days that they have done in the past. They have done in the past, I believe it was from 6:30 to 8:30 roughly. We were able to push it up to 4:15 to 6:15. This might change in late October, early November, depending on basketball. We might have to be outside, but Coach Nussel got with the basketball coach, and from the beginning of the year till about end of October, beginning of November, we have that gym kind of indefinitely for us. So that's great. Competition team, you will also practice on Monday and Wednesday. Those practices will be in the morning. Okay. It'll probably be from either 5:45 to 7 to 6 to 7. So we will be done by 7 o'clock. That way the girls have plenty of time to change and to get to school. So it's not an issue. And traffic shouldn't be totally horrendous for everyone. When we get closer to the competitions, there will be additional practices, and that will just kind of be as needed. They will most likely be in the mornings as well. So just know that. Okay, so if your daughter is selected for the competition team, these are the 3 competitions that we are looking at going. So the NCAA Classic it's in Rosenberg, so very, very close. It's the one that I actually take my St. Lawrence team to as well. It's a really fun competition, some really great teams there. It's a really great introductory competition as well. And so that way the girls can kind of get over their jitters of competing for the first time. And then the TAPS competition we already have on the books. And then the Nationals is in Dallas. And that's something that we are going to be pushing for with hopefully the support of Coach Netzel and the rest of the St. Thomas community. Okay. For the competition practices, like I said, we're aiming for 5:45 to 7 on Monday and Wednesday. If your daughter drives, we will probably be leaning on those drivers to try to coordinate getting your kids to school, as long as you are okay with a senior driving your child. So you need to make sure that you're okay with that. But I will obviously be there as well. And so I can be a driver too. So we do want to make sure that we all know that we will help kind of coordinate carpool for your kids as well. The teams will be chosen after camp, and we're looking at anywhere between 18 to 24 girls. There also will be additional costs associated with the competition team because there is a cost for each competition as far as entry, and it ranges anywhere from $25 to $75 a competition. Okay, so this is what the JV uniforms are going to look like. Obviously, I just pulled them out of the catalog, and so ours will actually have, eagles on there. So this is the JV uniform. All the girls did get a red megaphone as well, and that is their megaphone. So, you know, they only need one. And then they have their red and white palms. They have their bows, their shoes. The white uniform is the performance uniform that we will use when we kind of do the performances all together, like at pep rallies and roundup and things like that. The warm-up is not mandatory for JV. So if your daughter did not purchase the warm-up, it is not mandatory. It is more for varsity because we will wear it whenever we are traveling to games, okay? And then this is the JV game day uniform. This is going to be the varsity uniform. Again, they still have the performance one. The warm-up is mandatory, and then that is the varsity uniform. Okay, I went through a lot of information. I have one more thing to share with you. So let me get out of my full screen. Okay, I have created a, here, sorry guys. I have created a St. Lawrence, oh my gosh, a St. Thomas website, a cheer website for everybody. Everyone has access to this. So you go to www.sthcheer.com.
There's no wwws. It's just sthcheer.com. I'm on it right now. That's how I knew that.
Okay. Thank you so much. So I created a website for y'all. This will essentially kind of be your Bible for everything. That way, if you're out and about and you want to look at, you want to add pictures and you can't find the Google link, you want to look at the calendar, you can't find the coach's information, this is going to be your Bible. So you have all of our cell phones on here. You have the main email on here. You have all of the kind of important links. So here is the Google link. I'm sorry, the Google photo album. So if you want to upload pictures, you can have access to that. If you want to, add life advice on here, it will take you to this and you can add, your life advice. So you see like Jackie added some stuff. Obviously I added some stuff. If you want to remain anonymous, just put, anonymous in there and give your advice. If you want to take a look at the spreadsheet for the budget, you can see exactly where all of the money is. This is kind of like the planned things that we have from talking to the last team mom. If you want a roster, because you want to figure out, who's on JV, who's on varsity, who's their mom, what's their mom's email, all of that is on there for you. So kind of your Bible. Also, whenever we have the cheer moms, we have all of this kind of set and you need to have their contact information, it will be on here as well. So you can have that. The calendar is going to be on here. So for April, the only thing is just kind of paying for the uniforms via the varsity link by April 3rd. May, the May practices are in here, the time, the location. They have the games. I think camp is on here. All the team practices. I've already put the practice times for all team practice and competition teams. I've also put all of the football schedule. We will also have our kind of sign painting party at some point in August as well. Lots of different things are on here. I have the homecoming, the tentative date is on here for October 5th. That's tentative. We will have the cheer clinic game on the 25th. So all of those things that they've done in the past, we try to kind of replicate that and put that on here for y'all. Senior night, currently it's normally the last home game. It's going to be November 8th. So all of that stuff is already kind of done. The TAPS competition is on here. NCAA National is on here, like all of that stuff. It only goes until January because I do not have the the basketball schedule yet, obviously. So as soon as we get that, that will be updated. So lots and lots of information. I know I've been talking for a long time and I hate Zoom calls that last an hour. So we're right at 45 minutes. What questions do y'all have? Because there was a lot of information. So what comments, questions, concerns, all the things. None? Was I that good?
Well, here, I'll ask one just real quick. For the practices in May, because I assume we won't have our t-shirts and that sort of stuff yet. Are those practices, one, do they just wear anything? And then two, are those also the 415 to 6:15 time slot?
Yes, yes.
And will practices be at Joplin Gym or
Yes.
in the rec lane? Okay.
As of right now, Mike has said that we have Joplin, so he has
Okay.
guaranteed that for me. But that's where we're at. So 4:15 to 6:15 on those dates on the May calendar, and they can wear whatever they would like. There's a chat comment. Hi, if we have changes to the name and the roster, yep, just email me and I can update it for you. Please got that. Another thing that I had talked to the athletic director about was that the girls, I'm going to, in the past, it has seemed that that the coaches in the past, they did an excellent job, but they very much so treated it like a middle school cheerleading program. I will treat this like a high school cheerleading program, which means the girls are going to work out. There is a strength and conditioning coach that we're going to be working with, so the girls will know how to lift weights, how to work out. This is important because the girls are lifting each other. And so we need to make sure that they are strong so they do not get hurt. So this is a life lesson. All of us have to learn to work out. And unfortunately, girls and especially cheerleaders are never really taught how to lift weights properly, how to work out, how to kind of do all of those things. And it is a life lesson and a life skill that they will carry throughout the rest of their life. So we're really going to make sure that the girls are having right technique when they lift. We will do this at practice. It'll be the last 30 minutes of practice. We will all work out together. And this is to make sure that everyone is safe. And so they're strong. And so they can do their sport without, with little to no injuries is obviously our goal. We do have the mats as well. The girls will tumble on the mats. They will stunt on the mats. I will talk to them about stunting or tumbling outside of practice because that's usually where a lot of injuries occur. So, girls will be on the beach or they'll be, at a party and they'll tumble on grass and you hear some type of catastrophic injury. So we'll really be stressing to them of how they, where and when they, do their cheer stuff. So just wanted to kind of add that as well. Any other questions?
I want to say something.
Quick question. It's Kelly Hansen. On the t-shirts, is that part of that fee or where do I know we're buying the skirts through Gold Hinge, but the shirts that you were talking about, where do we get those or how are we paying for those?
Yeah. So, and it'll be part of that cheer fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the sizes, did we already give you the size for those or are y'all
Yes.
doing it with the girls?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's from we got those sizes from Varsity. And so we ordered, I believe there's 2 shirts from Varsity that we got. And then we have the other ones that we're going to be getting through Jackie's connections. And so we're going to be using those same sizes and they're going to be the dry fit. So it's going to be the exact same. There is one more thing and I will let Jackie kind of talk about, and it'll be like a fun, I think, kind of thing for the whole family to kind of get involved. And I'll let Jackie talk about that.
Okay, so with my shirt guy, we're gonna get some shirts for like if any of the parents want a St. Thomas Cheer mom shirt or a dad. And then I also thought it would be fun. My siblings always came to my games and my little sister always wanted something St. Thomas Cheer related. So I thought it would be fun to do like St. Thomas Cheer sister, St. Thomas Cheer brother. So we're gonna make some shirts like that too. And that's gonna be a little bit of a fundraiser for the team as well because like your girls are on the team. So
it'll be really fun. It's a great way to kind of get the whole family involved. And I know when, I want to have a cheer mom shirt. I know when I was cheering in high school, my mom had one. And so I think it's always kind of difficult to do. And it's always kind of, done at the very end and kind of like a struggle. So we're going to plan for it. That way, we can have those t-shirts so we can all kind of support our kids together. And when we're all sitting, at a football game together, you just look up and see a giant sea of, red that says, St. Thomas Cheer, mom, dad, sister, all those kind of fun things. So it'll be really fun.
And those will be coming in at the same time as the practice uniforms, like your daughter's shirts. So we can pass them out we can either give them to your daughter so you can wear them to the camp send off, or we can pass them out at camp send off. We can figure out what works best for everybody.
Okay. Any other questions? Excellent. All right. Well,
Hello. One last thing.
Yeah.
Hi, Ann. This is Patrick Hansen. And I was gonna just send you an email, but now I feel compelled to after listening to you, just say that I love uh the parent involvement. That's really something that making this a family, making this a it's kind of what I kind of said in that meeting, but that this is a really neat community, and it's great that you're really making that a big part of this. I love that the cheerleaders are going to be more present and not just at that was really cool. Baseball, I know you mentioned baseball, I know you mentioned rugby. I don't know if there's anything else on the list, but obviously the school has a lot of stuff going on, and it would just be cool for them to show up. Not that they've got it looks like they're gonna have a really full schedule, but whenever they can squeeze it in.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to say I'm really loving a lot of the things that you're saying. So I just wanted to at least vocalize that and let you know.
Well, thank you. It's going to be a really fun year, and our goal is to not just make, and you'll kind of hear me talk about this a little bit at the camp send off. Um, you know, our girls are cheerleaders not just for St. Thomas and not just at high school. Our goal is to make cheerleaders for life, because I am a cheerleader for Kaylee, Kyler, and Addison. I'm a cheerleader for my husband. I'm a cheerleader for my family and my friends, and that's really what we're trying to create. Right? It's cool if you can do a standing back. It's cool if you can do a full. It's cool if you can do this amazing stunt, but we have to create cheerleaders for life, because not only does I think the St. Thomas community depend on it, but also just us, as human beings kind of depend on this as well. And it's something very near and dear to my heart about creating just cheerleaders for life. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be so much fun. Cheer is something I'm very, very passionate about, as a sport and as a lifelong activity and just as a community. And I love cheerleading. So, and I can't wait to get to know all your girls. Coach Maddie and Coach Jackie and I will make it a profound effort to make sure that we know each of your girls individually and all their quirkiness and all their fun and all of the things. And, when they do make mistakes, because they are kids, that we will be there to help support them along with y'all to get them through it. So. All right. Well, I hope y'all have a wonderful evening. Again, this is recorded, so I will post the recording as soon as it finishes uploading, and get that out to everyone. Please make sure that you fill out that varsity link to get the uniforms paid. Otherwise, you'll be getting a phone call from me tomorrow around 5 o'clock. So y'all have a wonderful evening, and I will see y'all soon. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.